right, well today I just got done working on the truck, which was a different video, but I went to the lumber yard. The truck ran pretty well. I'm gonna have to do the back brakes on it too, but yeah, wood has come down significantly. So I got 10 sheets of 1/2 inch, and I plan to start in here and start just building this wall with 1/2 inch, and then yeah, just so that the drywall won't get smashed through or whatever. I think that's going to be the best route. So I'll probably just pull these 2 boxes for now, and then I'll just recut them. But I'll pull the 2 boxes and then I'll start sheeting this wall. Should be a fun time. I'm gonna have to get lights in here though soon, because it's gonna be dark when I put that wall in there. All right, let me get to work. Welcome to my life. Alright, so this is coming along really well. You know, for the most part. I mean, some things, it's not exactly perfectly straight, the building isn't, but it's close. So yeah, it's coming along great. I just got to do another 91-inch piece. You know, everything's a cut, and then a shorter cut that'll get rid of that row, and then of course another big angle piece there. Yeah, I think it's coming along just fine. Of course, then I'll have to reset my door, pop it out a 1/2 inch for the drywall, but whatever. I mean, that's not that big of a deal. And I got to recut my boxes in on this wall, but that's not a big deal either. Once the board's up, it's pretty easy. So yeah, there's where I'm at. Again, I'm happy. I mean, I'm sweating like crazy. It's humid. Of course, it's raining on and off outside. So you saw me cut a board in here, and then the rest of them are out there. I'm trying to keep it out there. I'm about to move the truck forward though, so I don't have to carry the boards around here. I can just come right out there and cut it, or cut it right off the back of the truck probably. But anyway, yeah, that'll be good. And then yeah, we're knocking it out for sure. You know, piece by piece. That's all you can do. All right, I have no idea where the camera cut off. We'll see when I go to edit it. Hopefully I got most of that. I don't know. I didn't even hear it kick off, so I know you probably didn't get the last pieces going in. But anyway, there you go. We have a wall. My wife came in. She said it makes this place look small now. Yeah, I guess it does. It sets the space apart, right? But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do in there yet. I may put plywood on the outside. It's kind of a waste though, because I'm going to put metal on the outside eventually. So it's like, what do you do, you know? If I go to start insulating before I put the, I don't know, if I go to start insulating, I'll probably wall it in, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just wall it in between the 2x4s, just like I kind of did the water line. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just have to kind of figure that out as we go. It does make it look different though, doesn't it? There's a wall there. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today. I'm going to go take a shower because I'm nasty and sweaty and wet. And yeah. All right, well, tomorrow maybe I'll set this door, reset the door, and maybe put the electric boxes in. I don't know. We'll see. But I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, so some of you wonder what else I do, and lots of you say, just record and show us what you're doing. Well, today I have a realtor friend that has sold like an 1800s house, which we'll check out, and the grass is about up to my knee, so we're gonna go get that trimmed down. It's just a one-time thing. I don't really mow grass other than my own because I have plenty to do, but we'll go give them a hand and get this done. I think it's one of those deals where the seller doesn't want to do it, and then the buyer says, you'll do it before I buy, and I think she just said I'll do it or something. I don't know that to be true. That's just what I'm figuring, right? So anyway, I'm going to run out. I need to get fuel, and we'll get these filled up, and we'll head over there and yeah, see what we got. Oh, this is interesting. There's people here. I didn't know there was gonna be anybody here. I thought it was just an abandoned house, so I guess the new owners are staying in there while they fix it up. So hopefully I don't wake them up, but it is what it is. I'm going to start mowing this down. They got limbs and stuff that I got to get out of the way. So we'll start mowing her and see what happens. We got quite some thick grass here, that's for sure. I think over there it's not as bad though. That field doesn't look terrible. It does up on the road, but and then like here it's not terrible. There's some pretty tall Johnson grass in here though around. But my tractor will knock that stuff out, no problem. Then we'll just get the zero turn off and do it around the trees and house, I think. But God, that's tall right there, boy. Alright, so here's the deal the old guy told me about this house. Evidently after the Civil War, one of the high-ranking generals, Grant, gave him this house, or gave him 800 acres, the land, sorry. And then he used his platoon then to build this house, and lived there for many years, evidently. I don't know if it's just one of his houses or what the deal was. They also, I guess a bunch of them are buried over there. There's a graveyard. I don't know. I haven't dropped in there. It's private property. But evidently, even had a lot of famous guests, but one of them was Danial Boone in Kentucky. Danial Boone's a big deal. So I guess Danial Boone ate here, along with a couple other famous people. Yeah, so again, I don't know all the truths in the story or what, but that's the story the old guy told me. There's pretty neat history in this house. He's gonna do a lot of work to it. I guess when he got it, there was cows running through it and hay on the second floor. He's putting new roof on it. He's got a roofer coming. He's already building walls and stuff and support walls, and he's got a heat and air guy coming. He's gonna put new windows in it. I think he's gonna have it rejoined, and he's gonna redo that front porch. Underneath those columns, I guess, evidently are steel posts, so he's just gonna have them rewrapped. But it should be pretty cool. Anyway, I mowed the grass. It is, I mean, just clump. I mean, it was so tall. It's so clumpy. Not a lot I can do about it. It's going to take a few mows for that to all get settled in the grass into his yard. Hopefully he doesn't let it get that high. He tried to hire me to come every week, but coming to do the same thing every week is not my bag of tea, really. So yeah, so I'm probably going to mow around, you know, just try to clean up around the house a little bit more and chop up some of this grass, but I think I'm about done here. Yeah, I should have just brush hogged. I mean, that's what I told her to begin with. I guess you have less stuff standing than you would if you had brush hogged, if I had brush hogged it, but you know, a couple good brush hoggings before you mow it probably would have been the way to go, or I think anyway. But this will all fall on the ground and make good fertilizer and whatever, so it is what it is. Yep, so there you go. There's the story on this house. Pretty neat.
Today's project is to get the back side of this beam on. We still haven't done it. We do have the stuff, so we figured, well, it's a nice cool morning. It's going to be a terribly hot, humid day. So we're going to try to get the back side of this done. Starting on the sun side, where the sun will be beating down before long. So that way we can work our way around in the shade, hopefully, once the sun comes out. Yeah, I can see the video already looks dark. Yeah, it's cloudy. It's, foggy. So yeah, anyway, so that's the project today, is come all the way around and get the back side of this beam done. And then all we'll have left is the posts and the gutters for the front of this. So, all right, well, we're gonna get busy. All right, we turned this into kind of a circus. We put the first board up there, and then my wife kind of measured with her finger how we needed to cut the angle on this thing, because it's not exactly straight, which we knew. There's all kinds of problems with this corner. So we cut it. Well, we cut it backwards, or the opposite angle of what we need. So we got the second board. I cut the 45. We stuck it up there to measure that off to make sure it was good, and it was short. So I measured the board, and it's about 1.5 inches shorter than the rest of the boards. Which we'll use here, it'll be fine, but wow. So now we're on our third board, which I did measure out, which is 8 foot 1.5 inches, which is what the other one was. So now we'll cut our 45 off that one. We'll set it up there. We'll try to get that angle again, and then we'll hopefully get it in there. We'll see. All right, back to work. All right, so actually for as many times as we had to shave it off, it actually kind of filled in okay. And then over here as well. So that turned out pretty good. So now we just got to continue on down our path here and cut. And boy, look at the sun coming at us. It's just coming. Won't be long. This side will be all sunny. So as we work our way down this way, we'll stay in the shade. Of course, it'll transfer over. So hopefully as it moves that way, that sun will go away and we'll be in the shade down there. All right. Perfectly planned. Perfectly planned. right, so that was pretty harmless. We got it done. I still need to go back and caulk it all in and stuff, but it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. So we got that on there. I'll caulk them in, and then now we can start focusing on our posts. I got to figure out how I'm going to do that, or if I'm just going to buy them or what. I'm thinking about 8-inch posts, you know, wraps. If I build them myself, I'll build a 2x4 frame around this basically and put 8-inch pieces on there, kind of like the front of the house that I did. If you remember that video way back then, those big posts. So I may do that here. I'm not 100% sure. That's kind of where we're at. If I build them myself, I can adjust them as needed, especially on these corners, because it's going to be tight on the one side. So if I'm doing a wrap, that wrap would have to be pretty adjustable to fit in there. They do make them that do that, but and a lot of these are twisted. But if I do 2x4s, I can kind of work around that and do my PVC boards on each side, and then my PVC corners with PVC frame, which I would adjust at the bottom as well, and the top. So anyway, we're in a good position to start that whenever I decide to. And yeah, so there you go. I think that's about that on. Good morning, YouTube. Hey, I went ahead and recessed my door, or pulled it back out, I guess. I don't know which way you're working. But I put it a 1/2 inch out, so now the drywall will just go right up there, and I can frame it out just like normal. So I got that done this morning, and then I thought, well, I better start filming. And I marked my box, where my box for the TV goes. I haven't marked the bottom ones yet. I'll need to mark those and then get them cut and get them in there. I figure I'll do this one. I know it has the room on it. I've got to check those other boxes to see if I can recess them that far in. It's gonna be tricky. We're gonna have to use a pair of pliers or something, and then a hammer to hit the pliers, or I don't know, and you got this board in the way. It'll be interesting for sure. But we'll get it, I'm sure. We may have to do it left-handed. Either way, we'll knock it out. Let's get this hole cut, and then we'll figure it out from there. All right, so while I was in the box putting in mood, I went ahead and put a double plug here, double plug here, a plug there, and a plug there. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to drill through here, and then I'll run my wire through. I'll have to go this way, I guess, but and then I'll just go ahead and wire that in, so then I'll have plugs on this wall, and I'll quit running extension cords through here. So that's kind of the plan, and then I'll probably just run that box off that right there, since it's right there. Yeah, so that's kind of the plan. Yeah, let me get busy and get after that. The only thing I don't know, I guess I'll come back here and then go down behind here and then back around. So I'm not cutting through. I could just drill a hole back through here, I suppose, and go straight down to it. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Just go straight through. All right, so anyway, yeah, let me get drilling some holes over here, and we'll get going. All right, so I'm pretty much gonna stop. I don't like these. This is the 20 amp Home Depot version, and it's old school. I mean, you have to curl the wire over the two things instead of pushing it behind and locking it down. And that means I'd have to pigtail everything. And I don't like that. I mean, I'm pigtailing my grounds, but I don't want to do that to everything. So I'm going to go by Lowe's on the way out today. I'm going to go into town, and so I'm going to try to find some 20 amps so I don't have to pigtail them. I know that's been me lazy me. I'll use these in the other boxes that are single boxes, but I'm not using them in double boxes, you know. Single boxes, they'll work just fine. All right, so I'm back this morning. I went to my favorite place last night, and I got the plugs I needed and some screws. Of course, never take your wife. They had ceiling fans on sale, so we had to buy 3 ceiling fans for the back porch because they're on sale. It doesn't make sense. Whatever, I still need to get ceiling fans for in here, and we're buying them for the back porch that already has ceiling fans that work. Anyway, these ones are different. Anyway, so I'm going to get back on doing the electrical, and then I'll probably do screws after that, just to screw in that wall. I probably will only working for a couple hours in here. Even though I just mowed like 1, 2, 3, 4 days ago, the grass is already super tall, and of course it's been raining every single day, and it's going to rain today at 2, so I got to get that mowing in and get it cut down, because we have like 4 more days of rain after that. So it's like either do it today or it's going to be crazy long. So I don't know. I'll probably mow this afternoon. We'll see. So I'm gonna get back on getting the electrical done on this wall so I can get things put back on the wall. And then I may just run those 2 since I'm doing it. Just depends on time, right? And then I'll screw in, just put screws in the wall. I'm probably not gonna video that. I'm just gonna screw in the wall, right? There's nothing to really see except for I'll be going beep, 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 whatever. All right, so let me get on this and we'll go from there. All right, so there's always been kind of an argument about what's the right way to do these, what's the wrong way to do these. I hear it all, guys talk about it all the time. On your 15 amp ones, they have the push in where you can just push the wire right in the back, right? And there's a release for that as well. And of course, that I hear that's the terrible way to do it, because they do slide back out, and they disconnect sometimes. I don't know if the 10 seconds putting it in, you know, you may have to pull the box in 15 years and fix it. I don't know if that's really a terrible thing or not, but it definitely is faster. There's a lot of old electricians that say you got to hook it and screw it in. I do think that's a better way. But then you got, you know, the kind of the old school, right? That's what we ran into. I had bought these at Home Depot, and they have to be curved around, and there's no slide in plate at all in the back of these. I don't really care for that. I like the slide in plate because I think it does the same thing and it's faster. And then of course that's what I got, is the ones that have the slide in plate. So you slide the wire behind there, but you still screw it down and lock it in, right? I find these to be very effective. I like them. They're fast and they're effective. So it gives you the best of both worlds. It's not the chintzy clipped in, nothing holding it really. And it's not the, I got to spend 4 hours curling wires either. And you can put 4 wires on each side, which I think is very good for jumping your boxes and all that stuff. So I just find these to be better. I know people are going to think you got to curl your wires and you got to lock them down with a screw, and that's okay. You can think that and do that. If you like that, do that in yours. But for me, I like these. And these are Eaton's, high quality. Of course, there is a price difference in these too. These Eaton's, they're the premium ones that have, you know, that have this, and they're about $9 a piece right now, which is crazy. But obviously not crazy enough to not make me want to do it. All right, let's get work. Let me stop talking and we'll do some work. One more thing that I do, there's different levels of plates. You guys probably know this, some of you do, and the other ones don't care, but there's 1 or 2 people out there that'll get something out of this. But there's different levels of plates, and I always buy the medium-sized ones. The large ones are huge. That's for covering like drywall screw-ups or something. I go with medium-sized ones, and I always go with unbreakable. Like I said, they make them like different ways, plastic, whatever. So when you're buying the one for whatever it is, 74 cents or whatever, you're buying the cheap one, and you can crack it with just putting it on, you know, if you tighten it too tight. I like these unbreakable ones. They're not unbreakable, but they take a lot more than the other ones for sure. But I just like them better. You can be rougher on them, you know, they'll take a beating. And these covers are gonna go on and off, you know. I'm gonna
take them back off when I do the wall, or do the when I do the wall. When I put the metal on the building, I'll be taking these all off. So yeah, unbreakables, much better. All right, so we got that done. Now the final check for me is just to run around with my little tester and make sure all the continuity is right and all these. We should have those 2 orange lights on all of them, just to make sure we didn't get any reverse polarity, which obviously the 2 should be the same, but I check them all. You never know what could go wrong. These are all checking good. And one more. All right, so we're good all the way around. Perfect. So we'll just plug this stuff in and call that a job done. So that's pretty good. Got electric on this. I already had electric on that wall, but now I got electric on this wall. That'll be very helpful. So now all these cords go all the way across the floor up to there, can now just go from here to the boat. Eventually I'll get this back wall done, but when I pull the boat out and I cut up that sheet metal is probably when I'll do that. We'll see. But in the meantime, I'm happy to have electric down this wall. All right, there you go. Now I have a charging station. That's very nice. Everything's in one place. Everything can be charged up. And yeah, that's awesome. So now I'm not walking all over the place trying to find the batteries and stuff. Of course, as I find my batteries, which they're everywhere, I'll put them over here and stack them on this thing in this area right here. We'll make us a nice little charging place. It's weird. It's weird that that's forward, so you kind of push them back. It seems like they should be the other way around, but that's where the lights are. So whatever. This one can be either way. It's sideways. I want that big tray one where you pop them all in that big tray, but you know, it's not worth spending the money on right now. All right, so there you go. I think that's going to be it for me today, and I'll see you guys next week.